Did they
Sometimes,
charge? Did they charge for
oh yeah,
admission?
they charge, I guess, 10 cents for minors and 15 cents for adults or something like that.
No, you said that you used to help the son of Caldera clean the pool.
Yeah, later on, we used to help sweep because they drain the water on a Thursday, and then we would go help clean it. You know, scrub the walls, some of the
Uh-huh.
walls were what do you call that green stuff that hangs around the
The
green
algae, huh?
algae. Yeah, we used to clean some of that and just like ordinary, just cleaning up and a little bit, and they would give us one or two free entrance to the canal. I mean, to the
The
swimming.
plunge, huh?
Yeah, free. That's why we used to do it because we didn't have any money
Uh-huh.
to pay 10, 15 cents
Uh-huh.
just to go swimming
Uh-huh.
at that time.
And you said you helped, what was the name of the son of Caldera's son?
Oh, there was Trini Caldera and Agustin Caldera.
Uh-huh.
He used to, and Juanito, I think, would have another son, Juanito. He used to help too. He was the youngest of the Caldera. But
Mhm.
Trini was the oldest.
And did they also have, I understand that they also had a dance hall, Caldera
Oh,
Hall.
yeah. Yeah, they used to have a dance. Oh, Caldera, at one time, the men had a plunge, had a dance hall, the cops, I think they call it. Then they had a enclosure there. Once in a while, they had bullfights.
Ah,
They say they had bullfights from
Uh-huh.
Mexico.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
but they had a bull
Bullfights, like
ring,
little rodeo, something like
eh?
that.
Uh-huh.
He used to have that. He was kind of, the man was kind of had 2, 3 things going all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go in free sometime because my dad would play the cornet and the little band they had there. So I would go in free. Because I didn't have 10 cents to pay or whatever to go in.
What about did they have a baseball field there too?
Oh yeah, I had a baseball field where across the street from El Salvador Grammar School is right now. They used to have a baseball field down there. To the cops, I think, they call. Used to call the cops. And like I said, they used to play every Sunday. There was a big lot of attendance because there was nothing else to do.
So a lot of people from South Colton would go to the Caldera
For the other
properties to
Property.
entertain themselves and
Yeah.
recreate themselves.
recreate, yeah,
And you were lucky because you lived around the corner,
around the corner.
and you helped clean, so you got
Yeah.
in free. Or your dad
Would give me 10 cents.
would play there
Yeah,
at the
play there.
dance hall, and you get in free. But you had it made, Oakley.
Yeah, I had it made a little
You
bit.
had it made. Yeah.
I remember my dad used to give me, sometimes give me a quarter. You know, my friend, once I said, he had a big family and his dad used to work at cement plant too. I guess he never had any money at that time and, come on, let's go over there to the show. I invited him to the show. I ain't got no money. Oh, I got a quarter. At that time they used to charge 10 cents a piece. And we have 5 cents left for a soda or something.
So
Good old days.
So you were a good guy then.
Yeah.
You've always been a good guy, eh?
Yeah, because my dad would give me money. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
quarter, 50 cents.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Now, Oakley, you after graduating from high school, you got sick.
Yeah.
Tell us about your illness.
Well, I had TB. I had TB. I was in the county hospital, the old county hospital, for about 9 months. And then later on, I started working for the schools. I was all right. Well, I've been actually all right since that time. And I was hired by the schools to be a custodian there,
But before that, you spent 9 months at county hospital.
county hospital.
What kind of treatment did you get for your TB?
Just at that time, just shots once in a while. That was it. There was too much. Rest was the main thing.
Uh-huh.
Rest.
And then you left the hospital
Yeah,
after 9 months.
yeah. My dad was working at the cement plant,
Uh-huh.
so I just stayed home. I didn't do anything.
Uh-huh.
I had to run to the store, across the tracks. I could go buy anything I wanted at Steven's store, Esperanza. because I could buy anything. My dad had a count there. I could buy anything, so
So your house was,
falling down.
was just across the railroad track from
Yeah.
Esperanza Market, and your dad had credit at the
Credit
Esperanza
there.
Market, and you took advantage of that credit.
Yeah. Not that I didn't overdo it, but I just to stay alive, because like I said, I could buy anything I wanted.
Uh,
Usually, my my meals were eggs in the morning, bologna at noon, taco bolognese or bread bologna, and at night I would buy a piece of meat and cook it myself. But my dad would be working or doing other things at that time, so I would cook. And we were one of the first ones to have gas in our neighborhood. We
What
had
year
a
was
gas
that?
stove.
What year was that, Oakley?
Oh, I graduated in '48, so it must have been the '40s.
That
Had
you
a
had the first gas stove in the
gas
neighborhood?
stove. Everybody had at first we had a wooden stove, of course,
Uh-huh.
but later on we were the only ones that had a gas stove in the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
So it was easy for me.
Uh-huh.
Just turn the light, turn it on. Sometimes it wouldn't light to get a match
Uh-huh.
light.
What about indoor plumbing?
Well, just enough for water till you could wash the dishes
At the sink?
in the sink. Had a
Uh-huh.
little, it was just a table with pans and get the water there. If you needed hot water, you would get one of the pans with the water, put it in the stove, heat it up, wash the dishes.
Uh-huh.
That was it.
Uh-huh.
That time, of course,
What about bathing?
oh, we used to, in summer, I used to bathe outside because with a hose and a can of Hills Brothers coffee, put a lot of holes in there. We had like a shower
Uh-huh.
outside in summer.
Uh-huh.
But in winter, we had to heat the water inside and in a tub, take a shower there.
In Latina, eh?
Latina,
In Latina,
Latina.
yeah. What about outdoor facilities like the outhouse? Do you have an
Well,
outhouse?
outhouse, we used to have an outhouse, and every so much we had to dig another hole to change the outhouse to another place, cover this up, cover the old one. The newspaper, the toilet paper was newspaper.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. So it was, what can I say? You do with what you had.
Yes.
You do with what you had. Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you started working for the school district. When did you start working for the school district? About a few years after high school? Or
After high school.
about 5 years afterwards? Or?
I know, 48, 50, about 51 I think I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get the job? Did you apply or?
Well, somebody mentioned that they were hiring or something, and I went to apply. I think I walk over there, or I can't even remember where the junior high was there. The junior high was just starting. It was being built or something like that.
There was 53, 54.
53, yeah. And I went over there, and Bailey was I think Bailey was superintendent.
Uh-huh.
And, well, I got the job and this and that. I just applied,
Was it Wingard Bailey or Paul Rogers?
well, Paul Rogers was he was at that time from being a principal at Wilson, he went to the main office, and eventually he became superintendent. And Bailey, I think, was second in command, because when Rogers retired or something, Bailey took over.
So you applied.
And then they interviewed me and blah, 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 and so you start working, can you start? Well, anytime, man. Okay, start here Monday. I worked at the Colton Junior High. The Colton Junior High was immune too, more or less,
So that must have been in 54 then.
54.
Yes. And you worked there and you were a custodian?
Custodian there. there for about, good 6, 8 years. And then they moved me around.
Were you there when Robert Rosales started working at the
Yeah.
junior high?
He was just starting, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he came in later. And then they moved me. I
There was
went to
There was a Glover?
Gene Glover. Gene, yeah. You remember that?
Yes.
Yo, chubby guy. He came from, he thought he was a ladies' man. At that time, he thought he was a ladies' man. He used to go, the teachers.
And then from junior high school, what school did you go to?
They changed me to, I worked there 6 years. They changed me to Ellis Burney. I think Ellis Burney. I worked there for a little while. Then they moved me again to Washington School. I worked there. Then gradually I went back. They moved me again. Then at the end of my career, I was at Wilson. At the end of my career at Wilson School. Garfield Wilson, they used to call it.
Uh-huh.
Was Chester Slepsky at Washington when you were there?
Slepsky. I remember the name.
He was,
He was like a coach, wasn't he, or something like that?
he might have been a principal at.
Oh, principal.
at
No,
Bernie-
I never had him.
Bernie or at Washington?
Yeah, he was at Bernie, I think. Then he went to a junior high or something. Slepsky, I remember that name. Junior. Yeah. Yeah, I will say the good old days.
So how long when did you retire, Hokie?
Oh, I retired when I was 62 years old. I'm 85.
Oh, a
Right
long
now.
time,
Yeah,
23 years ago.
23 years ago.
Uh-huh. And here I thought you retired a few years ago. Like you said, time goes by quickly.
Yeah.
Now, how was it, how was working with the schools back in those days, Oakley? Was it easier? Was it, were the people, the teachers different? How were the teachers? How did they relate with you guys?
The teachers that were real nice were the ones that, to me, kept the room clean. And the teachers that weren't, they were sloppy, you know, one of those paper on the floor and blah, 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 you know. And they, like teachers would, especially when it was raining, there was no grass, nothing like that. One of the teachers would put a mat out there and shake your feet before you come in. And the other didn't care, they'd just go in, mud all over the place,
Mhm,
and then
mhm,
when you start sweeping, like that. But as a rule, they were real, to me, they were real all right. I never had too much problem with them.
What about the kids, Oakley? You know, were the kids better behaved back then, or were they? Was there a difference when later on before you retired?
Over there wasn't too much hassle. There wasn't too much hassle, but they more or less, of course there was fights in between. I mean, the Spanish-speaking weren't used to having white guys, you know, all together. So there was a couple of fights there, but there wasn't too much hassle. And then,
You said that the gringos and the Mexicans had some misunderstandings.
misunderstanding.
No, is this at the junior high school or some of the other
It's a
schools?
junior high.
Uh-huh.
It's a junior high because that's the only. See, at that time there wasn't too many Mexicans on the north side of Cuba. There were just white people living over there.
Mhm.
All the Mexicans were on the south side. There are a few in between there, but not many. Like right now, it's full of it.
Yeah.
I got a lot of relatives who are living over there,
Uh-huh.
and so it was like that.
So, before 1953, all the Mexicans lived in South Colton, and all the gringos lived in North Colton.
North Colton, yeah.
And then when we got them together at the junior high school, there was some misunderstanding.
Oh yeah, naturally, yeah.
Yeah.
It was an understanding.
Uh-huh. And you mentioned, my question was, now that we have changes, you know, changes in population, the kids that go to school now, the majority of the kids now are Mexican, really?
Oh, yes, they
Uh-huh.
are. They are now. Oh, boy, it's very few that, see, myself, I got relatives on the north side, nephews, cousins or whatever. And sometimes I stand there and I see, oh, just Mexicans coming out of school. One lives by the Colton Junior High, one of my nieces, and then on the other side, my sister lives by the, what's a grant school? Or no, one of the schools, grammar schools,
Rogers,
Rogers.
Paul
Yeah.
Rogers.
There you see Mexicans, that's all we see.
Yeah. Yeah,
They just say, we're taking over.
um,
That's what they say.
so now what happened, Oakley, is that, I guess the transition of buying houses in North Colton took place when they integrated the schools. But that was 53, 54, 55.
Yeah.
And then you had the World War II veterans coming back home, and then with the GI Bill and veterans loan, they bought houses in
Boat
North
houses
Colton.
or had houses built, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That helped a lot. Because a lot of them, I'm pretty sure that they had run down, they had run down houses before they went to the service. But like you say, they came over and they started building houses or buying houses.
So the GI loans helped buy the new houses in North
Oh, yeah.
Colton. Uh-huh.
Helped a lot.
Uh-huh. So tell me, but the kids are kids, I guess. They haven't changed in attitude. Did you see them different when you started working in 53, 54 up until when you retired?
Well, gradually they started acting more cordial or more quiet. Because at first it was like we're coming in and nobody's going to tell us anything, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then gradually it's kind of slow. Everything was more quiet,
Mellowed out?
mellow out, and they didn't. Of course, there's always braggers, you know, braggers or troublemakers. But as a rule, everything kind of evened up. To me, they did. Because they see you, they used to see me at school at State of Broad. They said, "Oh, Oakley, how are you?" And I must say, "Who's that man? Who's that man?" "Oh, he works for the school." Oh, okay.
Oh, so you had a good relationship with the kids
I had good relation with the kids,
and the teachers?
the teachers too.
Uh-huh.
I used to, well, the kids knew me, the parents knew me. "Oh, I know him." Things like that. I still do. They were real cordial after a while.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now, how many Mexicans worked for the school district when you first started? Were you the first one, or?
No, there was quite a few. I mean, not that many, but to say there was, I'm just saying, 5, 6, something like that.
And Ralph Martinez?
Raul Martinez, one of the first ones. And who else was one of the... I never worked with Ralph, but I know he was working for the
Mhm.
schools. And that's about it. I can't remember that many. And that the Colton Junior High one, there was a Don Sharp. His dad used to work for the high school, and he got a job there. He's a head custodian. He was real good. He originally, I guess that family came from Oklahoma or something, but he treated me real good. I mean, he never was prejudiced. To me, he wasn't prejudiced. Like a lot of them, they don't even talk to you, or they don't want to sit next to you or something like that.
Now, who didn't want to sit next to you?
No, people didn't. You go to the show, they didn't want to sit next to you, you know, or they neglect you.
Mhm.
"Good morning," and they look at you, you know. okay. You know, things like that. People like that. As a rule, I had